Good evening, everyone. So today is Tuesday, the 27th. We are all gathering at this time to show our respect to the Buddha and reciting some verses and also reflecting the Dhamma that will helpful for our life. So today we have Gavin here and Yvonne, and we have Paul and John. Belated happy birthday. Just 2 days later.
Yes.
Thank you. So wish you all the best with the Triple Zem. May you have a good health, happy life, both of you. And whatever you may have a good wishes that comes through. Yeah? So life can be very interesting, and it can be very different too. So that's why on the journey in our life, so our life is all kind of a journey. The moment when we are born, it's like a journey, and we do not know anything. In fact, when we were born, we know only. We cry when we are hungry, and
I still do.
And then as we grow up and we pick up this habit or pick up that habit, and then we learn from this person, learn from that person, and then picked up it, and then we feel like this is what I want, and it makes sense to me. But again, later on, we realize that this is not what I want it to be. This is not what I want to be, and then we quit from there and then move on to do something else, and it gradually skills developed, starting from the walking, and then it goes on. But along the way, we basically picking up things from we walk together. We walk together. So it's like it's like we are walking through the narrow alley with the different colors, and we touch here, touch there, and pick something although we don't like, and we also pick something, goes on. And that's how we shape our mind. So that's why the Buddha's teachings is that always try to find a good person to associate. Always try to find a good person to associate. It's called a Sappurisha Sangseva. Noble ones. A noble one here basically means one who has some standards. One who has got some standards. And then having that standards, he doesn't keep for himself alone. He practices himself, and as well as he will guide, protect to someone who is next to him or next to her. That's called as a noble friend. When we have a noble friend, then they will tell us off if we are walking on the wrong path. But if the person or friend who is just enjoying whatever you do and never tells you off whenever you're walking on the downhill, then I think something wrong. You better get some distance from that person. So a good person who we associate with, he or she will be always keep eye on us, and then reminding us that the things that we are doing is, if that's wrong, then you will remind us the things that you are doing, it seems not right. But at the same time, if you are doing good thing, then that person will be encouraging you to continue doing. Continue doing. And at the same time, if it is necessary, this friend is ready to defend you, ready to defend at any costs. So that is called a noble friend. And this noble friend, again, a friend that always takes us towards the development of us. Development, whether it's development of our physical health, development of our mental health, development of our community engagement, or development towards the skills in our life. So that person is regarded as a good friend, and this is very hard to find, and this is what we need to find. So if you have found it, try not to lose them, keep them close. But the second thing that we have to again remember that it is good that we have a good friend, and good friend will give us a guidance, give us some instructions, and helpful advices. We have to listen to. We have to listen them carefully, listen them attentively, so that we get some wisdom. Now suppose this friend tells you that, oh, the thing that you are doing, let's say the substance or something that you're eating is not helpful. If you really want to go ahead with your future better life, you should reduce or remove. Then in that case, you should learn to stop it. You should learn listening carefully, and then investigating that, oh, my friend is telling that's actually valid, and then I must change. So we're changing that, and that change actually brings the success. So physically we become more fitter, and it tells us to do some, let's say, walking, some exercise, and then okay, you have a valid point, and then I do realize that you care, so I will do it, and you're doing it, and with that you're changing. Your physical body becomes healthier, and then your mind also becomes healthier too, because you are out of those things, and then you're following this good advice that the good friend has given. And with that actions, what happens that our community engagement also develops. We will not be left alone, and that's the worst thing that we normally experience when things happen, and then we, let's say, go to the bar, drink, or just lock ourselves in the room, and living there, and goes into depression. But if a person or a friend, once we have talked, and then he encourages us to do these basic things, and then that engagement actually encourages us to have a community, and we'll have a good community relationships. Doesn't matter with our family members or the colleagues or neighbors. Our relationship will be strengthening in a positive way. And further on, what happens further on, that we gradually see that life is not just like that. We have to move on, we have to change. So we will be able to change ourselves into the positive way. And that change, we will be able to look after ourselves without the troubles. And then that looking after, in fact, actually we are looking after others too. So that is what I think is a very important part. For this, like there is one story I remember now. Was one very successful businessman, but he was very arrogant, and he had this friend called Katikara. So his friend was looking after his only mother, and both play together, work together, but they both have different businesses, but they meet regularly. And this Ghatikara, the one who was looking after his mother, single mother, she normally goes to the temple, and engaging with the monks and meeting with this head monk and having this good conversation, and he's always happy. Despite his business is not growing as his friends, but he was happy that he had this chance to look after his mother, and business is going smoothly, and he has got the chance to take his mother to the temple and listening this talks and things. He tries his friend to bring him to the temple, and he never wanted to come. He always say that, oh, I don't want to go to the temple, that's not my thing. That's not my thing. And especially the way he speaks was very harsh. These monks still young, do not go to work. Why do we have to go and bow down, and why do we have to go and feed them? Don't want to do it, no. So that's the way. This is how he responded. But his friend never gave up, because his friend has tasted the value of coming to the temple, bringing his mother to the temple, listening the talk. He was much calmer and able to deal with the different problems that he was facing in his business and his family. And he never married. So he never married simply because he wanted to look after her mother. And whenever he meets his friend, his name is Jyotipala, he meets him, Jyotipala, every time, from this way or that way, end with, I want you to come to the temple. And he will say, no, you go. And then it happened that one day they went together for a bath in a river. So they went to play in the river in the summer. So they took off the clothes, both together took off the clothes. Now this Ghatikara had a different plan. So he came out from the river before his friend and then collected all the clothes and said, I want you to come to the temple. If you don't come, I will not give you these clothes. You have to come out naked. Right? And then this friend, Jyotipala, he thought, that's very strange. My friend has been encouraging or persuading me to go to the temple again and again. Why? Why? So he, out of a curiosity and just to satisfy his friend, or probably to get this clothes back, he said, okay, if you say so, I will go, right? And then off he gives all the clothes, and then he wears the clothes, and then both went to the temple nearby. So when they went into the temple nearby, now this Ghatikara, the gentleman who is very familiar with the monks and the temple, straight away he went to speak with the monk, saying that this my friend, I have been telling him to come to the temple for a long time, he never come, and he's very stubborn but very clever, good businessman. So can you teach Dhamma for him? So he basically lobbied to speak first, to speak to the monk first, and then give some guidance to him. And this monk also spoke and gave a talk. And after listening the talk, the Jotipala, who was very stubborn at the beginning, he wasn't also married yet, he realized that, wow, I have missed a lot in my life. Why didn't I come the very day when my friend persuaded, or when my friend told me to come? So he got this faith in it straight away, and he wanted to come again and again. He wanted to learn the Dhamma again. So after that, he went back to the temple quite often and studied the Dhamma and practiced. And then after a while later, he comes to his friend Katikara, who introduced to the temple, and said, "Why don't you become a monk? Why don't you? You've been going to temple for such a long time. Why didn't you become a monk?" And he said, "Oh, I wish I could, but I have this responsibility to look after my mother, so I can't." Then this friend said, "Right, in that case, I will ordain for you."
Oh.
So he said, "I will ordain for you." So he gave up business, and then he asked his friend to look after the business, and then he just completely given up, and then he became a monk. And with that, he found a new path, and he's happy. And he's like over the moon. The moment when he became a monk, he was like, "Oh, what a happiness! Oh, what a happiness!" Everybody just shocked to see, that why he's so happy. He wasn't having any burdens. He wasn't having any troubles. I was free. So that is a friend that we have to find, someone who really, after seeing the good thing, really telling us to follow this good path that leads us to finding the real happiness in our life, which these days may not be able to find easily, but if you find it, try to stick with it, and then we will get some good out of it. At least we will be able to more conscious about our own physical health. We will be conscious about our own mental health, and then we will be learning the skills to develop ourselves. Because the practice of the Dhamma in Buddhism is the development of 4 things. Number 1 is looking after our physical body, keep it healthy in every way possible. And the second one is keep your mind healthy in any way possible. Whichever condition, whichever situation you are in. So ability to be mindful of your own mind and state of the mind, take control over it, rather than the slave to it, be master of it. When you become a master of it, what happens? You are happy, you will have a good relationship with other people as well. So the relationship also becomes more happier, and then with that we can develop further skills to survive in this storm of this life. So we will not be sink in this ocean of the samsara, right? So maybe we have to build the ark so we won't sink and we will be survived.
An umbrella.
An umbrella. So with this, may I wish you all the best. May you be happy and well. With this, let's chant the